Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to be here at Tech Torget again. Second time as a gold sponsor. So nice to be here. This time in a slightly different setting, but still hope to have a lot of meaningful conversations today. My name is Nick Schils. I'm the founder at TickTime, and today I want to tell you a bit about the company and show you the product in roughly 10 minutes. So let me start with a quick introduction. At TickTime, we help law firms to optimize their time tracking process and specifically improve the data quality and data consistency of time entries. We are a Dutch company, so we're based in Amsterdam in the Netherlands with our headquarters, but we're active in more than 11 European countries at the moment. The last 2-3 years, we've been growing steadily in the Nordics, where we are market leader in some of the countries now. And since last year, we've also been growing hard in the southern parts of Europe, mainly Spain, Italy, and Portugal. So as I mentioned, with TIC, we fully focus on helping lawyers and other employees at law firms get the most out of their time tracking system and data. So number one in this is always to take away any frustration or difficulties that the fee earners might have when it comes to tracking time. But over the years, when we started working with larger and larger law firms, we also learned a lot about how we can improve the data quality and consistency. So, for example, we see that a lot of time is spent on corrections, whether that's spelling mistakes or the wrong narrative language or the wrong matter. Every time that you have to go back and forth with a certain inconsistency, it takes time not only for the fee earner, but also for everybody involved in the process, from actually writing the hour up to billing the client with the invoice system. And the second thing or third thing that we actually also improve when lawyers start using our improved time captures, that we also reduce the number of leakage. So within with firms that are active with TIC for about 3 to 4 months, we actually can see that we can increase the number of billable time 9 to 12%, depending on the setup of the firm. So what I want to do in the next minute is briefly explain how the system works, how it's positioned, and then I will give you a quick demo of the system itself. So TickTime is deployed as a cloud application. The interface is available as a web interface and a mobile application, and it sits on top of your ERP system. So whether you use Deltek Economy, Xledger, or Microsoft Dynamics, TickTime can integrate with the system you use for your billing and reporting and replace the native timesheet. And the way we make the time tracking so much easier is what you see here on the left side. So that's our integration with the work environment of the lawyer. On one hand, this is the integration with Microsoft Office. So TickTime captures the time spent on documents, emails, meetings in your Outlook calendar. But now also what we developed more recently, you can integrate with phone service, team service, etc. And as an extension to that, we also integrate with the document management system. So whether you use iManage, NetDocuments, or a SharePoint-based document management system, what TickTime does is it will capture the information of how long you spent on a certain task. For example, you spent 18 minutes writing a specific email, but also more detailed information like what client, what matter does this email belong to? And together, TickTime creates a suggested time entry that you then only have to confirm to send it to the ERP system. So what I want to do now is switch to the web application and show you how that works in real time. So this is the web application. You can log in with single sign-on. So again, also on this part, TickTime is completely integrated with your Office 365 or Azure Active Directory environment. And when you log in, you see that the screen consists of two parts. Here on the right, I have a form where I can manually create entries or edit the suggestions that TIC has created for me. And on the left, I see the full list of suggestions. So here in the timeline, I see where on the day, so where it's marked blue, where on the day TIC has captured time for me. And here in the list below, I see all the details. So for example, I see outgoing phone calls, calendar items, outgoing emails, etc. Now, when I click one of those suggested entries, TIQ automatically fills out all the details here on the right. So it highlights where on the day I've spent this time on this activity. And then I can see I spent 18 minutes on this task. It's already mapped with the matter where I filed the email. So if I use the file and send option of iManage or any other document management system, it will automatically fetch this information from there. It will fill out the activity or the phase or the task. And eventually it will also create a description or a narrative in the language of the matter. So in this case, this is an English matter. So the description that's proposed in English. But if this would have been a local client that wants to be billed in Norwegian, this description could also be created in that language or any language. Eventually, when I click save, I can see the entry is displayed under my confirmed entries. And these confirmed entries, which I see here on the right, those are exported to the ERP system. So those are the entries that are then ready for billing or invoicing. And also part of the integration here works bi-directional. So I can also see, for example, when this item or when this time entry is built in the ERP system, it will also be blocked and marked as built here in TIQ Then I want to show you two quick features that we've developed more recently to improve the data quality and the consistency. So one is that if I select a matter, I can click this item here that says show previous entries. When I click this, I can see here on the right that all my previous entries that I created earlier on this matter are now displayed here. And I can click to copy any part of that time entry to the new entry. So for example, now I've copied the description by clicking it. I can copy the activity code with the result of me only having to fill out, for example, the new amount of minutes spent on this entry and then save it. And the nice thing about this is that it doesn't only show me my previous entries, but if I work with a team of lawyers on a specific matter, that it also shows me the entries of my colleagues. So imagine that you work together with a group of lawyers and you attend the same meetings. You want to prevent that the description or the duration of the meeting is different between the different lawyers because that has to be corrected later in the process. Another thing we do to improve the data quality is that we can work with a glossary. So again, after selecting a matter, let's say I'm recording a phone call, I can type phone call with, and then when I type the @ symbol, TIQ will show me the names of clients or documents or events that are often used within this matter. And the beautiful thing about this is that this can either be structured data, so coming from your CRM system or your ERP system, or it can be data that is actually automatically learned by TIQ based on previous entries. So for example, in this case, I would like to say I had a call with Mona and Ralph. And again, this also helps me to prevent any spelling mistakes in names or different abbreviations that lawyer might use, etc. And again, when I click save, it's saved as a new entry. So as I mentioned before, TIQ also comes as a mobile application. So these are native apps, both for iOS and Android. Again, they support single sign-on, so they're fully integrated with your Office environment. And the last thing I want to show you today is a brief overview of the reporting and the overview options that we provide in TIQ. So we have two kinds of overviews. One is the reports and the overviews that are built in. So these are, for example, progress reports that are used by either lawyers or the partners or the team leaders, or actually by assistants that get delegate access to their lawyer's timesheet. So this way they can help one or more lawyers in keeping up their timesheet. And the second thing we provide is actually much more customized reporting. So we have a feature that's called the report API. And when you make use of this feature, you can actually get a set of Power BI templates that will help you get the most out of the TIQ and the time tracking data. So this is an example of the end of the week or end of the month completeness reporting, and will actually help you to confidently close the month by making sure that all the time entries from TickTime are exported to the EP system. So nothing is left in draft stage, nothing is left unconfirmed. And this is used a lot by either finance or audit to make sure that the billing at the end of the month is complete before you start the pre-bill process. A second example is a relatively simple one that shows you the performance of certain lawyers or certain groups of lawyers by evaluating the percentage of billable time. The nice thing to know about these templates is that everything is customizable, and that can be done either by your IT team themselves or by TIC local partners that can provide Power BI services, or we can help you get started with the TickTime standard templates. So this is a brief overview of TickTime in 10 minutes. I would also like to invite you to drop by our digital booth today, or you make use of the contact wall in the part of this auditorium. And if you would like to see a personal 20-minute demo where we go to a bit more in depth on the features, feel free to request it today with any of my colleagues. Bas or Ismail are also present today. Thank you for your time, and looking forward to meet you.